The crypto seas were rough out there, and that's why we sailed on the Friendship. It's very spooky how the 4-year cycle is repeating. Baby cakes, I have a juicy episode for you today. We're looking at the ETH BTC chart. There are clues being pointed at our face with and without our consent that the 4-year cycle is continuing to repeat. I still believe at some point it's going to get broken. I wish it gets broken to the upside, but we have to remain skeptical for our own safety and health, because I don't want to make it into the top of the bull market with leverage, with hopium and copium and all the dangers that come with it. The PTSD from 2022 is far too strong. It's very spooky, isn't it? The 4-year cycle is repeating. What happens in this 4-year cycle repeating? ETH BTC, this is the ratio between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Once it hits 0.16 at the very top right, we have a flippening. Ethereum has flipped Bitcoin, but not yet. It's going to take some time. If you've noticed here, I've got some green arrows, some red arrows, and then the green box. So this is the part that repeats. In a few repeated years, ETH BTC is weak in the 4th quarter. Starting September-ish, then October, November, December. The final third of the year is poop for ETH BTC. The final 3 to 4 months. Why? We don't know why. It just happens. We just got to accept it for what it is. This has happened in 2 cycles before for Ethereum. We have a poopy 4th quarter of the year, and then look what happens. A moonshot. We go up. It also happened in 2019. A poopy 4th quarter of the year, and as we went up, it was nice moonshot. So now, what's happening? We are now entering the 4th quarter of the year. We are actually here now. And we hope that once we're done, we start to go up. We don't know how high it's going to go, of course. We just hope the general direction is up. I wouldn't mind a sideways. Why? I would rather the altcoins continue to catch up against Ethereum. Let's pump the music for some Ethereum. ETH is what you want to collect. If you are bullish on ETH BTC, you are saying that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin. It's the whole ratio. So every ETH is precious. It's going to take time. Don't forget, contrarian friendship. Make sure you got your back straight. I'm telling you now, when there is weakness in Ethereum, all the Ethereum maxis, they're going to be scrambling. Their fangs are out. They're fighting. Don't believe it. But it's going to take much longer than you think. Why? It's so big. It's a blue chip. The consensus was already baked in. I've already made a video and a post. I've told you, Ethereum's FOMO money was already front run. They got the FOMO money to bid it in the bear market 2022, 2023. We know it. I saw it firsthand. I know a lot of people out there that rotated their altcoins into Ethereum. They're going to learn the hard way though. That works only for a certain period of time. They don't know what they're doing. But make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all, because you know what you're doing. You're my friend. I appreciate every single one of you. Now that the Bitcoin cycle is repeating, everything's repeating. I mean, it's fascinating, isn't it? We even have the Ponzi fractal here itself. Wow. Right on cue. Like, isn't this nuts, man? Isn't this crazy? It's just happening 4-year cycle. My gosh. It's going to break somewhere. Just don't know where. And look, if it doesn't want to break, we'll all become millionaires. Multiple, like every single person wins. Every single person wins. I don't think that world's going to play out. I hope it does. But until it gives us a reason, we're not going to think about it. I got asked the other day as well, if the cycle breaks, how do you think it's going to happen? And I believe it would happen by a hyper moonshot in 2024, and no one wants to get off the train, and 2025 sucks. That's just my guess. I came to this conclusion because I thought, if we break the cycle by going down, that's also very possible. You're going to rinse a lot of weak hands. And so that is possible. It's a scenario that can play out. But those weak hands being rinsed out, it's going to be fantastic because they are not going to be dumping you down as you recover back up. They'll come up much, much later. Either scenario can play out. We don't know. You've got to be ready for both. Now, what are we hoping for? We're hoping that Ethereum and altcoins pump in January and February of 2024. I mean, this is spooky. Like, if we all stay in this belief, I think it's better. But this is what's happened. So, in every Bitcoin halvening year, the first few months, altcoins start moving. And you can see it right here. So when Ethereum got made, this was Ethereum, the unicorn. You got to show an appreciation for this chart. This is the linear chart, friends. This is Ethereum. Like, whoa, what a monster. All right, this is a monstrous move. You got to imagine, man, this thing comes up 13x against Bitcoin. Wow, what's happening? And then it goes and breaks it again. Wow. When you're looking at something like this, it's super rare you're ever going to be on it. This type of move, it's almost a fluke. There's too many coins now. I can sit here and hope that Hex, Pulsechain, PulseX, which are real DeFi, I hope that they do it. I can sit here and hope that Chainlink, Bug Eater, DeFi does it. But truth is, you don't know. It's really hard. There's a lot of coins. Your win rate is like 1%. There's just too many things to choose from. Are old narratives going to resurrect? No, there's not going to be enough for them to go parabolic. There's a lot of things that can happen. It might be just new projects that we don't even know their names out yet. But we're going to be ready. That's the most important part. We are going to be ready. I want you to know that there are people, they're holding onto the past with a firm grip. They're not even going to have the mindset to be open and ready for such a move. So if this happens, it would be history repeating. Have a look at this. Look at this. It's just started pumping January, friends. Look, I'm not even making this up. Look, January, bang, 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 bang. 4 green weeks in a row. January. This was Ethereum before it was even Ethereum. This was just another Russian alien dude dumping a Ponzi. That's what it was effectively back then. It just started going up January, February. It's fascinating, man, that this thing, it was just going up back then. The cycle is the cycle. Back before anybody knew, it just started doing it. You can even go into the future and see that this thing continued as well. So this was the Bitcoin halvening year. I mean, this is fascinating too, friends. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was a period of 6 green weekly candles. But, you know, we've got to ground the back to reality. From the absolute bottom of the move to the top, yeah, it's only 66%. Let's say ETH BTC is bottoming around here. Like, if you do a 66%, I mean, that's still big, by the way. Wow. That would be ETH BTC getting to 0.08. I mean, double thumbs up to that. That's enormous for that move because that brings it back to the top of the range. That would really hype everybody up because look at this. It would continue to climb, go up, continue to climb, maybe spend the whole year or 7-8 months of the year moving sideways and then continue. This is what it did before. I know this is crazy. Where's the PE ratios? Where's the profit? And where's all the other macro and interest rates? They don't pack as much weight as we think, man. It just cycles are the cycles. Beautiful to see that it works. Reminding you, right? So not only are we waiting for ETH and altcoins to pump, hopefully, January and February of 2024, I've just showed you it. We also pray that there's big altcoin moves throughout the whole of 2024 because this happened in 2016 and 2020. They were Bitcoin halvening years. Before the Bitcoin halvening, right, during the year, pumps started happening. I initially thought, and I got this wrong, or just by a guess, I thought it was just Ethereum that pumped in 2016, the Bitcoin halvening year, but no, there are other coins pumping too. There were other altcoins. I've got an extra note here. In 2016, some altcoins did well, but others stayed quiet until Bitcoin broke its high. Ethereum was a unicorn moonshot as soon as 2016 started. So it went 15x against BTC. Huge. Okay, this is ETH. Okay, it's not going to go 15x again. I just did that rough measurement. Maybe it does like 60% or 50% move, right? See diminishing gains, friends. And also, please don't forget, Ethereum is now in its third cycle curse. Third cycle curse. Don't forget, it's a curse, okay? Here's a skull here. There's a skull, friends. Be careful, all right? This is the move right here. 15x. That's a log chart. So Ethereum, unicorn moonshot. What about Monero? Now, Monero did a cracker of a move. Wow, 28x. How about that? against Bitcoin. This was in 2016. This was before Bitcoin broke its all-time high. I have the chart right here to show you. Let's put on a regular chart. I mean, you can't even see the move. Oh, wow. So this is what Monero did, or done, in 2016. You see this? Start 2016, and then it ends 2017. Bang. It's actually higher. It went up 30x. It went nuts. That's beautiful to see, isn't it? To know that this type of thing is possible. And, of course, friends, Monero was launched in 2014. When it did this move, it was a Cycle 1 coin. I bet you wish you remember this, right? Cycle 1 coin. By the way, also Ethereum was a Cycle 1 coin as well. So all these glorious moves up, Cycle 1 coins. Now, I don't think anybody even really thinks that you're going to get like a 25x on your bags starting January of 2024 next year, going to December. Some people think that for some of their bags. For example, like in Hex at 2.5 cents, some people probably think, yeah, we can get a 25x. I know people believe that, but Cycle 1 coins did this, not Cycle 2 coins. Cycle 2 coins, unfortunately, they went around. A lot of them actually garbage by the time this came. You want me to show you an example, friends? There was a Cycle 2 coin back when Ethereum launched. Her name is XRP. We're looking at it right now. Look what happened here. XRP participated in the last few months of the bull market of 2013. Remember, 2012 was the Bitcoin halvening. 2013 here, November, was the old season. It was here. I mean, from the low to the top here, went bang, 20x instantly. I'm sure the ICO was even higher. I don't know what the exact ICO for XRP is. We can figure that out. But that's a big return, all right? The ICO was probably much lower. Okay, it's hard to find the XRP price. I just had a look at it as well. It was about $3 million raised. So I'm not sure the exact price they got it for. Maybe it's private information as well. But you can tell here, okay, this was Cycle 1. This was its first cycle. And then look what happened in 2016. In its second cycle, in the Bitcoin halvening year, it actually did nothing. Only after Bitcoin broke the high, which is the beginning of 2017, it shot up huge. And by the way, boy, did it shoot up. It did a 500x. Huge. Okay, so we're just introducing the possibilities that some altcoins moved, some altcoins didn't. There was no rhyme or reason. So I showed you, Monero moved good in the Bitcoin halvening year with Ethereum, and then they continued good. XRP didn't move in the Bitcoin halvening year, and then it went explosive in 2017. It did a 500x in 1 year. Also, I can't say this too loud, but Litecoin, I don't want my neighbor to hear, friends. Litecoin literally went nowhere as well. And then when Bitcoin broke its all-time high, about 1,150, it stayed dead. But then Litecoin started popping off like you wouldn't believe. Here you go. Look at this. Bang, 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 bang. 50x. Thank you very much. There you go. Some coins moved. Some coins didn't. They all, though, eventually moved. It's going to be disappointing for those people who are holding coins next year and then they don't move. Are we holding them? I don't know. I hope not. Because then you'd miss out on everything. So maybe this behavior repeats again. That's just something to ponder, right? We saw the Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle. We see how everything's moving together. All I can do is guess, friends. I know, I love and appreciate you, but I call these strong altcoins, but you don't know how they're going to move through the window of time in the next 12 months. So yes, Chainlink, Bug Eater DeFi, strong fundamentals. Is the market really going to love it in 2024? I don't know. I hope so. What about Hex, Pulse Chain, and PulseX? Also real DeFi. Is the market really going to love it? Is there too much PTSD from pre-Pulse Chain launch? I don't know. What about the corrupt SEC? These things, we can't solve them straight away. If you believe and you use the time to DCA, you probably do well though. We're also going to be ready with our lottery bag to participate in something new that appears. What's the new thing? I don't know. You saw Friendtech. Let's see how weird and obscure. Like, I'm still chatting on Friendtech, by the way. Friendtech moves around in terms of like popularity and people trying to copy it, and they're trying to add in features. It's a bit clunky. And you're probably wondering, like, where's the money for me? Yeah, I want to know too, man. How can you go and do that? There's people gambling on it. I saw some stats, but I don't believe it. Okay, yeah, okay. There's a few people who kill it with like, and there's always the people on top, friends. There's always the people like, okay, out of 1,000 people, there's like the top 15. All right, they're killing it. What about the bottom 99% getting destroyed? I'm not gonna play that game. I want to play the game with a high win rate. Why? Because you can increase your bag size. You see, if you're playing something with a low win rate, you can't go all in. The win rate just sucks. But if you have something with a high win rate, maybe 95% win rate, aka long term, then you can go really, really hard. You can invest 6 months of your salary. You can invest 6 months of your savings. Obviously, consult a financial advisor. I am not one. Go buy bonds and see how that works out. But you don't have to worry about that thing rugging instantly on average, even though they can, right? There's no guarantees in this game. So even if our coins or other coins don't move, the weak poop, they might start moving late stage when Bitcoin breaks 69K. They might start to move and then they might realize, uh-oh, we've run out of buyers already. But we'll see what happens when we get there. But to remind you, we are speculating here. All we're doing is repeating, okay, 4-year cycle, ETH BTC chart. I know it's going to break somewhere, but so far, it isn't. Fascinating. Make sure you tell mum and dad you do love and appreciate them. Catch you soon, friends. Like, subscribe.